It's not what y'all think. Y'all really have ways about y'all. It's hard.
Everybody
being
got
us.
ways.
That is.
Everybody got ways.
I think
But
that,
y'all ways ain't looked at in the negative capacities that ours are. It's always a pass for y'all.
because
y'all,
we're women, correct, and we're more,
and that's
we
why-
are already seen as being more emotional, correct.
and y'all don't want to deal with y'all emotions.
And
That's
some
my
of us
point.
do.
So
So if you have an issue with your emotions,
you want to deal with a woman's
if
emotions?
you have
You wanna
issues
deal
with your
with you?
emotions,
I deal with
and
baby emotions all the time.
and a woman tell you gonna
In a
deal with my
relationship?
emotions.
Hold on.
You gonna do my
In a-
emotions on.
No,
Baby,
I'm
you
dead
gonna deal with
serious.
your
I already
You
did
gonna deal with some emotions.
Do you know how you are in a relationship?
Yes.
Would you want to deal with you emotionally?
Yes.
Absolutely, I'm a wonderful
Yes,
person.
absolutely.
Once you get over,
Y'all are some fucking liars.
I'm not a liar. I am awesome.
Okay.
Do people beg to differ?
What does liar and
Because
awesome got to do with anything?
You said what I want to deal with me in a relationship. Absolutely.
You said
Your emotions.
Huh?
Your emotions.
Right, huh?
Specifically.
What I want to deal. Okay, what I want to
Your
deal with my emotions. If I have come to
If.
a space, if I have come to a space where I understand that I am emotional and I can lay that out for you, in
We ain't
those
talking about for
times,
you. You see how
or
you
if
got
I lay that
these
out for
ex-
myself.
We gotta deal with them emotions, point blank, period,
We
all
deal
the
with
time.
men emotions too.
I'm sorry, bro. There ain't much I can say, but I'm sorry. You going through it.
Have y'all ever just looked at your girl, you know what I'm saying, just stared at her, thought about it, and admired? Like, damn, I passed all my love for you.
look at the front page,
Man,
Jay. You
I'm just
always
playing.
doing some weird ass
Just
shit.
playing, come
Delete
on.
that.
And y'all keep talking about some post your man. Bitch, I will post my babes before I post that man, okay? Listen, I know how the system works. I know how fucked the system is. You know what I'm saying? You post your man, that's the same as posting your social security number. You following? I'm not that dumb. You know what I'm saying?
A dude in the comments said, we'll take that too.
To the people calling me a pick me, okay? I cannot help that I'm an itty bitty little girl who can't even reach anything on the top shelf because I'm just so small and tiny, and that I weigh a whopping 50 pounds soaking wet, and that I have beautiful doe eyes. It's very hard. I am so small and tiny that I have to literally jump on my screen to type. I have to hop on my screen on the keyboard to even type a sentence. Do you know how hard it is? It's very difficult being me. Yes, my pillowy, soft, juicy lips do get in the way when I talk.
Somebody says she sounds like Mila Kunis.
Do you know why there's a male loneliness epidemic? I was at BJ's and there was a couple next to me. They both got drinks. They both shared a pizza. And I guess it was her birthday. And the bartender says, "Oh, do you guys want another round?" And automatically he goes, "No." And she was like, let me think about it for a little bit. The bartender asks, "Are you loyalty members?" He's like, "I don't even know what that is." Loyalty, what? Bro, you're wearing a t-shirt and you're shorter than she is. So like, calm down. She ends up paying for her own freaking birthday. What? No.
I like how they do this. When they say, well, he's shorter than her. Sign of shame. So you should be so happy to date her because you're short and she shouldn't have picked you. She pays for her own birthday. Do you know whose money that is? Do you think that maybe that's his money that she's using? And maybe she just put down her card, quote unquote, but that's actually his money? You don't ever think that might be the case? You don't ever think it might be the case that he knows his woman? And so if she continues to drink like this, she might be all over the side of the curb and he doesn't want to experience that. Throwing up all over the house and he really not wanting to do that. You don't think about it that way? Of course not. Because he's trash.
Maturing is realizing ain't nothing wrong with dating a boring man. Yeah, the one that works that 9 to 5, the one that likes you more than you like him, the one that don't really care to go out, he just want to chill in the house, but all the bills paid. Date that man. That's the best route you can probably take. That's the man that's going to always be in your corner. That's the man that's going to always have your back. When you look around and ain't nobody, he the one going to be right there in your corner. That's the man that's going to support you through thick and thin, through all your endeavors. He going to be right there. Date that man. Date that man, sis.
A dude in the comments said, nah, bruh, the jailbird won't change. Date him. Nah, you go ahead and stay with the jailbird. You put a little bit more effort in, you got him right where you need him. He gonna change after about 18, 19 years. You gonna have him right where you after 18, 19 years of pain and suffering. He gonna be all you need. Date him.
Yeah, and then this is Paul Revere. He's the one that said the British are coming.
Wish I was British, right? Wish I was the British right now.
Yeah.
So that everyone's like, Julia's... I do come, though, sometimes. A lot, actually. Like,
Okay.
buckets, yeah.
Okay.
I bought a off Amazon, and I thought it took batteries, but it turns out it has a charger, and then it died, and I can't find the charger, so gotta get a new one.
Yeah. Yep.
Paul Revere.
Yep. Yeah.
You wanna go to the museum?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna say it. Some of y'all aren't gonna like it. Doesn't make it any less true. But feminism has taught women that they don't need a man. Until something happens and a life situation comes up and it requires a man. I'll give you a couple examples. Your car breaks down. Who do you typically call? A man. When the power goes out, who's going to go climb those lines and get them working again? A man. When there's danger in the middle of the night, you've got your man next to you. Am I right? This second wave of feminism has taught women that relying on men is some kind of weakness, but in all reality, it's not. The more that this second wave of feminism has tried to erase men, the more it proves how essential they really are. Good men aren't obsolete. They are the backbone of stability, protection, and provision. Now, pretending otherwise isn't empowerment. It's delusion. So here's the question I propose to you guys. If men are so unnecessary, why is it that we go to them every time something truly matters? Get in my comments.
I said this on another video clip. I think the woman was asking about crime. It was in relation to crime. And the woman said, yeah, you should let all of the gangs, just let them come in. Really, the gang is a community of people. That's how it started. And you're like, you're able to talk like that. And you're able to say that type of stuff because you've been given a safe environment. You don't really see a whole lot of threat. That's why you can say that, especially from afar. That's why a lot of women out here say they don't need men, because they've been given a place of protection and safety. They say this stuff literally a lot of times from afar.
My husband admitted to me today that when he goes to Whole Foods by himself, he likes to find the richest looking white man in the store that he can see and then ask them where to find an item in the store because they get super offended and they're like, I don't work here. And he thinks it's funny.
You got to pick at him a little bit. You got to pick at him a little bit.
If we could just be really honest for a second, I might talk a big game, but if we're being realistic, you're getting 1 to 3 positions from me and you will be doing most of the work, and that's fine with me. I'll be really enthusiastic about the whole process and I'll cheer you on, but don't expect much of work from my end. Now, I do reward good behavior and I will go down there for quite a bit, but like 1 to 3.5 and that's it.
So let me get this straight. Y'all talk about having to do a whole bunch of stuff and then come and please a man, but y'all really don't do anything. Is that what you're telling me? And you're not willing to do anything? So let me go even further. You want a man to help you unlock your deepest desires, but then you don't really want to participate in that. You just kind of want to lay there and let it happen to you. Somebody in the comments said, it was actually pretty funny. It was actually pretty smart. Some days I'm Beyonce. Some I'm lazy. Like Chase, you get it.
I don't know how to qualify goodness.
This is what you always want to talk about.
Because that's the key.
But they're not-
If
they're
you
not
knew how to get a
it.
top tier guy that wasn't on the bid, walk right up to him and get him.
So you know how to get a top tier.
What is a top tier bitch?
Top tier female to you.
The one that's next to a top tier.
No, not that
They
you're
ask you the question, you give them the answer, then they tell you no. She's not standing next to a top tier dude. She's not a top tier
I
girl.
agree, because he should be.
You agree now. So
I agree to that. What is a top tier male then to you?
everything that you're holding out and looking for.
What I'm
She
looking
wants
for could be
specific
different.
qualities,
Yeah,
is
you don't
what
want to
she
talk.
I'm cooking ahead of that, man.
But you know, I think that the standards for top tier men being could be different. Women amongst women be different than hers. It should be. It
This is
will.
crazy.
See, for you to be the host of this podcast, now you're about to get cooked.
The reason you are single is not because you've seen top tier qualities you're looking for, right? The last guy you were with didn't have those, right? You're not answering the question. Things you guys are looking for a top tier guy are the thing same.
What am I
You
looking
guys
for?
want an attractive individual that has financially
Nope.
stable.
This just
No.
sounds like another podcast.
What the?
Not
No,
that
stop the cap.
Want a guy that's attractive?
Do you
Answer
want
the
a woman
question.
that's
Just say,
attractive?
oh my
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Do you want a guy that's attractive?
Yes.
Do you want a guy that's financially stable?
Yeah.
Do you want a guy that's loyal?
Yeah.
Top tier. Done.
Those three
That's
things
it.
are it.
Have y'all found him?
That's it.
Have you found one?
Well, I know, Brian, because
They really are just talking to talk. They are just talking to talk.
I don't think people understand how hard it is to be a lover girl in this day and age in 2025. I don't want to be a lover girl anymore. I wish I could be a chill, cool girl who's just go with the flow. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Labels don't matter. We can just be in a polyamorous relationship and have a million other people that we're going to call at the same time. And it's going to be great. And we don't have to buy each other flowers and we don't have to write each other love letters because that doesn't exist anymore. But that's okay because I'm a cool girl. And I don't want any of those things anyways. Guys, it's getting really bleak out here. I fear... I don't think I'm demanding too much by wanting something that's real. But I don't even know what's real and what's fake anymore. And it's just so hard.
6.5 hours later.
Spread it open and flick the bean. I'm Joanne Prada, the queen.
And when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it. Another version of me, I was in it. Don't bother me.
Honestly, she seems like a fun person.
Wait, what did you say about my outfit?
You look like a Jedi.
Guys, may the force be with you, I guess. And if it's one thing for certain, I was never a sexy red. I was never a city girl. Nothing even close to it. I've been a Mariah the scientist. Went through, okay? I am a yearner. I am a lover. Daddy, am I your baby?
So I just got back from my hot girl walk and I decided today that I was going to run a little bit, you know, see how I feel, start at a light jog for maybe like a quarter mile, work my way up. As I'm running, I'm approaching a man on a park bench and he looks at me. So I hit him with just like, you know, a little hi. And then I can tell that he's saying something to me, but I had on noise canceling headphones so I couldn't hear him. I just hit him with a like that kind of smile, but mind you, I was running, I was out of breath, so that face may not have translated the way I thought it did. As I'm approaching him, he pops up and stands up real fast, so I kind of like run a little bit further away from him, and then he starts running right behind me, so I book it because I'm like, oh, this man is crazy. He's chasing me. I pick up the pace. I'm running as fast as possible. He starts picking up the pace to the point that he actually passed me and dusts me. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? I just stop, turn around, and I start walking the other way. And I'm just like, that was strange. And I also turned off the noise canceling on my headphones. I'm walking back the way I came. I start hearing footsteps behind me. I look back. He's chasing me again. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to mace this man. So I start running again. And by the time he catches up to me, he's like, what are we running from? I'm like, you! And he was like, I'm not chasing you. So we both stop. I can't run no faster. He think he can kidnap me, he can just have me at this point. And so he goes, why were you running? And I'm like, for exercise. And he looks me up and down and he's like, so I did all of that for nothing? You? I just ran a half mile with all my might because I thought you were trying to harm me. And he was like, you don't need to be doing all that running. You know what? He's goddamn right. I'm going to keep it at a nice swift pace on my hot girl walks from now on.
It's not about you. It's not about you.
If a man asks to split the bill with you on a first date, here's what you're going to do. Pause and go, oh, I thought this was a first date. Did you want to be friends? Then, while he's figuring out how to respond, reach into your purse and grab any item that's not a credit card. Obviously, whatever he says doesn't matter. You're never seeing him again because he's cheap and already embarrassed himself. He will likely agree to pay, but if he doesn't, say, I don't go 50-50 with men. I'm sorry you can't cover the other half, but I can get my own Uber so you don't have to.
If he's asking to split the bill, maybe he don't really see you like that, honestly and truly. Maybe he just wants to be friends with you, so you're not really doing much of anything with this stupidity.
Question for the people who are out there saying that we need to bring back traditional values, okay? What are you talking about? Are you talking about back when women couldn't open a bank account without their husband? Or are we talking about when women had more time to bake because they weren't allowed into the workforce? Which traditional values are you talking about?
Okay, those aren't values, honey. Man alive. Okay, which traditional values do you like? You know, because they're getting mad now. These women are so fired up and twisted and like it all, you know, in a bunch because they know. Because guys are coming out and now saying things like, I want a woman with traditional values. And they're like, what does that mean? Does that mean that you want me to go back to like the 1950s? They only know the talking point, like the dumb talking point. So what are traditional values? We know. Be virtuous. Stop having the body count and licking every Tom, Dick, and Harry because you can, right? And then you go back and say, oh, my body count is, you know, it's 65. But that was like 10 years ago. I grew back my hymen. You know, don't play that game, honey. Okay? Don't play that game. So virtue, you know, the low body count, the respectful, kind, supportive, loyal, not a cheater, not a history of doing all that. You don't have like, you know, he looks in your, he doesn't go look at your phone and you're like, what are you doing? Panicked because, you know, you got 3 guy friends that are backups that you've, you know, texted God knows what to the night before. And maybe, you know, last week you were a little drunk and there's some sort of picture in there that he's going to find that you sent. Not that girl. So when we talk about values, we talk about wanting to turn a house into a home. We talk about wanting to be a mom, letting the guy be the head of the house. I mean, there's just masculine, feminine. They don't know the answer to the question. They are so removed from their femininity that they can't answer the question. So instead they say, you want me to be the 1950s housewife? Like that, you know? Is it because I couldn't answer? Like, you want me to go back to when I couldn't work? That's a talking point. Nonsense, right? No one's saying women can't work. No one has said that. No one is saying women can't work. We want to ban women from working. Or we want to make us... No one is saying that. What people are saying is that when you have a household and you have children and you have... Somebody's got to work, right? That's a man's job to provide and protect and all that stuff, which you agree. You want the guy to earn a living and you want him to be able to support the household. Great. And then when you have children, you can't do, who's going to take care of the kids? The dog? So somebody's there's got to be give. Right? And maybe you work part-time. Maybe you have a different situation. Maybe grandma, I don't know what the situation is, but it's like people aren't allowed to say that it's best case scenario for mom to be home with the kids without getting their heads cut off. They don't know what traditional values means because they're so removed from them. So guys, listen. Get educated on this stuff enough and get a sense of how you feel. So when women ask you questions, be comfortable answering, right? If she's going to be offended by your answer, she's probably not for you, right? She's probably not for you.
Yeah, I think a lot of men are just talking about, you know, just respect, being loyal, not, once again, posting stuff online for everybody to see. It's exclusive to him. I didn't have to worry about you running around town. And even, well, I mean, I guess, you know, word of mouth, honestly, and people could tell, well, Cindy Lou Who is messing around with Jake the Snake. They could say that, but a lot of times now Cindy Lou Who is putting all of her business online. Like she's putting that online for everybody to know. So it's not only are you guys not exclusive, not only is she not loyal to you, she's embarrassing you while you're at it. So that's kind of what men are looking for. Somebody that actually likes them back.
If someone was to come to me and say, what is your best dating tip, talking to guys tip, your best man tip, right? I would say, if he's not a part of your daily routine, shoot your shot. And I mean the guy at the grocery store, not necessarily the cashier, but the man in the bread aisle. When you're waiting in line to get your barbecue, the man who's right next to you. You're getting your tires done, not the cashier, the man who's sitting right next to you. If you find him attractive, shoot your shot. And this is my reasoning. Yeah, I know we're being taught if he wanted to, he would. If he wanted to, he would. These men don't know us. These strangers don't know us. If we find them attractive, and no man at this point in day and age, no man's going to come up and be like, I think you're really pretty. The really ballsy, confident ones are, but the most average guy's going to be like, oh, she's pretty, and put his head down. You know? Especially if he's an average looking guy. Like, he's not going to go out of his way to talk to you. The worst that could happen is he says, thank you. And even then, guys don't get flirted with often. So it's a win for you because it helps you. It's a little rejection therapy if he doesn't like you. But also, too, he probably has never been approached by a woman. I don't have to say, be like, oh my God, I think you're so cute. Like, take off your pants. Don't say that. I'm just saying, go up to the man and be like, oh, you're so handsome. Oh, I think you're really cute. And if he thinks you're cute too, you're going to leave with the number. Like, all you have to do is start it. He'll finish it, babe. He'll finish it.
You don't even have to say all that. You could just say, hey, how's it going? Compliment his shoes. And that's the beginning of the conversation. Oh, man, I like your shoes. Where'd you get them from? It's really that simple for a lot of guys.
So I forgot my lunch today, and I asked my husband to bring me lunch. So let's do an unboxing, because clearly it's a little full. I just have a feeling this is going to be really good. Mm-hmm. We have a bag. We have a bag of cookies. Not a Ziploc bag, but a bag. We have a bag of pretzels. Feels very empty. We got an apple. Gotta stay healthy. This is good. We have not just a portion of Pringles, but an entire container of Pringles. Another bag of cookies. Another bag. Options. Lucky me. And lastly, oh. Okay. We have my 2-day-old Chipotle. And at the very bottom, we have a bag of dog food. Because you're my dog. There's 2, Joy. Please bring back the dogs are low on food. So ladies, if you don't have food, and your husband has to bring you a lunch, just know that you're gonna get lots of food, as well as maybe even a cute note. This is nice. This is great.
I had to search far and wide, but there is a woman in the comments that gets it. Let me tell you something, ma'am. And I think she probably meant this as a joke. Like, look what my man bought me. Look what my man bought me. And it's a joke between the two of them. But these modern women on here are going to keep you single and miserable. They really are. The man packed himself a lunch. Is really what he was doing. That's a lunch that he would eat. I've got some Chipotle in here. It's 2 days old. Somebody in the comments said, have you ever meal prepped? That's 2 days. Oh, it's different from meal prep. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. You went to Chipotle, probably that second or third day, it's on the fringe. Let's go ahead and throw it away. You only do that because of what your mind says. Your mind, oh, it's not fresh. But when you meal prep, your mind says it's okay. It's stable. It's good. I'm going to go ahead and eat it. There's not really much difference there. He saw that Chipotle. He went and got it. Okay, she got Chipotle here. That's her main course. I'm going to get the cookies she likes, the waffles that she likes. I'm going to get the chips that she likes. I'm going to get an apple so she can have a healthy option. But she looks like she's a teacher. So she's up there a long time. And instead of eating a full meal, because he probably knows she's not going to be all that hungry, I'll get you some snacks so you can just snack while eating. Well, why don't you put it in a nice little baggie? For what? Well, you can just pull it out the bag, or you can just leave the bag down there. Open the can, dip down there, and just eat it discreetly. How about that? It all works together. There's a woman in the comments, even though all of these other women are losers, saying, I love me some 2-day-old leftovers, especially cold. Y'all are the issue here, not him. I'd be so grateful for any of this. You have no idea where he works/lives and how far he had to drive. Plus, the cute little joke at the bottom was top tier. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. These women are not happy. You got another woman in the comments that says, my boyfriend packed me lunch one day and it was a turkey sandwich on a bagel with a pound of cream cheese, 4 packages of fruit snacks, 3 Capri Suns, and a can of Arizona green tea. That's really what it is. Because they want their lunch a certain way. They want it to be presented in a certain way. Then it's not good enough. They never really stop to say thank you for for pulling yourself away from work. I know you're probably busy. And because you're trying to cover my mistake, I appreciate that. You know what you could have done? If you wanted lunch, you could have DoorDashed. You could have ordered something from Uber Eats, right? To cover up what you did. You forgot. You made a mistake. And so now he has to cover it, which is what you would expect men to do, right? But when he does that, you complain. You just complain about it. Not you specifically, but these women in the comments. Bunch of losers, man.
So whenever you hear me say your husband is, you friend zone your husband, I'm not saying that, sometimes I'm trying to be cheeky and funny about it, right? But I really do mean it, right? A lot of you, right, friend zone husband material, men of great character. It's not that they're no good men. It's that because you're wearing blurry vision glasses, right? The great men that will make extremely amazing husbands, right? That love you, care about you unconditionally, have done the actual work. You think they are pushover. Men, right, that love you and think that they're your wife, they perform in you can see it because they perform in the terms of like duty. They have the duty of love. Like women, we love, like we're like, I'm in love, right? Men, when they're in love and they think that you're their wife, you can see them performing in a way that feels like almost like a duty to them. And so because you're not healed, you think that he's a pushover, you think that he's a punk. No, he's not a punk. He's performing, he's in his purpose, performing an act and a duty for a woman that he loves. But because you're so unhealthy, you think that's punk behavior. You think that's corny. You think that's lame. I'm saying this is the most honest conversation you'll ever have. Some of you are going to ignore it. I mean, that's okay. And those of you that really try to understand what I'm saying without being defensive, without like, oh, why? I'm not trying to prove anything to you. I'm just trying to give you some clarity as someone that have a psych background and a counseling background. What some of the issues are without the defensiveness, without somebody picking on you and, all the things. It doesn't have to be a fight and a tussle, but can we have some understanding that it's not about the man, it's about the picker. Does that make sense? It's not the man. There's always going to be good and bad men. There's always going to be good and bad women everywhere. The question is the picker, the chooser. What color glasses, what type of glasses are you wearing? Are your glasses clear or are they blurry? How you will know, don't guess. Do you have the results? And if the answer is no, don't feel bad. Just say, you know what? I'm kind of glad I know. I didn't expect to get this conversation, but I'm kind of happy I know. Now, what you get to do is clean up the internal environment. Why? So that you can see clearly and make great decisions, not decisions based on survival, not decisions based on chaos, not decisions based on feeling so uncertain. You don't even know where somebody stands on you, but you put all your eggs in their basket. You might think, well, he's showing, no. And then this is your favorite thing to say. And I'm not going to let you say it. You're going to say, well, he led me on. He did not lead you on. He did not lead you on. I don't buy that for a day. As a woman, we are very, very intuitive. He did not lead you on. You allowed yourself to be led on because you wanted to believe a fantasy instead of the reality of the actions that you were seeing. You saw the inconsistencies. You saw the red flags. You saw the games you were playing, and you allowed yourself to be led on. And then now you want to say, he led me. He did not. You did not stop at the first red flag. You needed 6 red flags. You needed 8 red flags to say, stop, that's enough. And what I'm saying is a healthy woman sees the first red flag and say, that's enough, I'm done. Let me say that again. And if you get it, you get it. And if you look back, you're going to be like, yep,
And not yep from a place of shame, not yep from a place of disappointment, like, I didn't know that one red flag was enough to walk away. And that if I look at my friend zone and all the good men, the good guys that treated me with nothing but grace and class and performed love in the form of duty, pick me up, declare their love, make it clear, do the things, those, they're not corny, they're not nerds. That's real love. That's what real love looks like. When a man loves a woman, that's what he does. He's not doing it because he's stupid. He's doing it because he recognizes that, oh, my purpose is to love this woman. That's my wife. That's how they behave. But no, instead, what are you attracted to?
A healthy woman sees the first red flag and they say, I'm done. Exactly. And they'll know that it's an actual red flag versus he didn't buy me a Birkin bag, so he must not be generous.
I have a question. I need to know if you think that cheating is ever justifiable. The reason that I say this is because if I make a piece of content speaking to men about women's needs, how to show up for them, they all want to be leaders, but they don't want to lead emotionally or intimately. They just want to lead financially or decisions, right? And there's complexity to leadership. But it's not just you do as I say. And I think that's the picture that gets painted. But oftentimes when we talk about men and their needs, right? It's like, if my wife isn't going to sleep with me, or if my girlfriend's not going to sleep with me, then I'm going to get it somewhere else. And she's going to be dumbfounded as to why, because it's a need. But in personal belief is I don't think cheating is ever justifiable, male or female. I don't give a shit. You have the option to just break up with them. You could do that and at least respect them before you go engage with somebody else. But when it comes to male leadership, what I wish more men would acknowledge around this is that leading is not just decision making. It is not. You can lead in connection. You can lead in your pursuits as to where you're going. You can lead in the commitments that you make. You lead in physical connection, emotional connection, conversation. And I'm not saying it's all on you responsibility wise. Absolutely not. Women do lead in their own domains. But when it comes to leadership, it is not just decision making. And when it comes to needs, women need to be seen, heard, understood. Now, seen isn't just I witness you. I see you in front of me. Being fully seen by somebody is you understand her like the complexity of your own video games, okay? You know the next move, you know the strengths, you know how this plays out, you know the storyline, right? And so you can predict her next move. If she's the type of woman who likes to wake up and drinks coffee in the morning, you know exactly how she makes her coffee. And so when you get up before her, you make it for her, right? Because you are leading in that connection. You serve her in certain ways because you want her to serve you. Now, this does not absolve women from their responsibilities. But what's important to understand for both sides is that your partner's needs being met are your responsibility. You sign up for that when you commit to them, especially in a marriage, right? Men do have much more sexual proclivities, I would say, on average, than women do. But women can be just as feisty and fierce and, all those things if her needs are being met. Absolutely. So all of this to say, relationships are reciprocal. They're not one-sided. It can't just be me, 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 me. It can't be about my needs and my wants and my desires and my temptations and my lust. It's more so, how can I serve your needs? How can I learn to love you best? What are the things that I do that make you feel the most loved? And if you haven't asked your partner that, it's a really good conversation starter. To justify entertaining somebody else, to justify having sex with somebody else, to justify stepping outside of your relationship because you are now putting these thoughts in your mind as far as your partner being the enemy or inadequate or the bad person, whatever it might be that justifies your behavior, there is no excuse. If you are truly a grown-ass man, right, and you see yourself as a man, then have the balls to at least be honest and upfront about that. And that's not just targets men. Okay, women, just as guilty, especially as the statistics continue to come out as far as infidelity. Women are very close to men in that department, so it's not just all men cheat. Women cheat as well. There is no justification for these things. You are avoiding a difficult conversation and thinking about what serves me, because it's easier to do things that serve me in my flesh than it is to serve the covenant that I have committed to, or the relationship that I've committed to, right? There's obviously different levels to this shit, but all of that to say, if there are times in which you think cheating is justifiable, I would love to know your thoughts.
I think a lot of this, if not all of it, is, I think a lot of it is pretty good. I think, I think it's really, I would say, you added a caveat there. A woman will do this and she'll get feisty if. She'll do this and say this and she'll lead if. With women, a lot of times men find that there's always a caveat. If you do this, you have to do this first. You have to spend $300 on me first. Before, and even then, I still have the option to. So there's always like some loophole to get the woman out of what she doesn't want to do. And she uses that loophole to take control over the situation. So in this particular instance, when a man is doing all of that stuff, but she just doesn't feel like it or she's going through something, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying we have to start also realizing the difficulty in the positions that we put our significant other in by us not fulfilling what we're supposed to be doing. Oh, it's never okay to force yourself on another person to do this, and that. We think about the end result, but we never think about, well, sometimes we do. We rarely, a lot of times in these situations, think about how did we get here? If it has to do with the man, then we can figure out, go down the list. This is how we got here. But when it comes to the woman, we're jumping and diving and swimming and ducking and dodging. Accountability. Well, I don't know how we got there. Well, if you would have done this, she would have done this. If you'd have said this, she would have done this. It's always reactive. It's never, well, I just did this because that's who I am. They want a man to love them unconditionally, to do things for them, expecting nothing in return. But the vast majority of things that they do, save for like a few things here and there, they expect something in return. I expect the man to turn around and look at me and say, oh, babe, that was so pretty. That's fantastic. Even if they go get their hair done, he didn't even notice my hair. So I really did it for him to notice at the end of the day. I want him to think that I'm pretty and I want him to notice that. Did my nails. Oh man, your nails look great. Little compliments here and there. You expect when you do it, he's going to notice. Number one. Number two, you're talking about read her and observe her and study her like you study a game. Thing about it is games don't really change. You can come back to Madden 2005 in 2025 and it'll still be the same drills, same teams, same players, same everything. It is a time capsule in history. I can be nostalgic because nothing has changed. And so when I'm coming off the block and I see this, whoever's coming, if I hit that spin button, I already know it's going to work. Why? Because I spent however many years perfecting it. So I already know it's going to work. I already know what it's going to do. So it doesn't necessarily change. Now with Madden, there's a lot of things that you've put in throughout the years that help it to kind of get up to speed on what it is today. But in general, it's still football. You call a play, down set hut, throw a pass. Controls are different here and there, but it's pretty much the same. There are some women out there, their complete personality, who they are as a person, completely shifts. That's literally not the person you married at all. There's no history, and when you try to go back to that history, that person's gone. Like a little part of that person? No part of it. I'm gone forever. I'm not coming back. This is the way I believe, and if you can't get with that, then we don't need to be together. That's what we're seeing. So we have to start dealing with that portion of it. Once again, everything that you said was great. Fantastic insight, Kate. I'm serious about that. But we don't deal with, I think, enough the other side of it, where you put a man in a bad position, you back him up against the wall. And now you got to try to figure out, how do I adapt to this new person?
My problem is I'm fully confident I can do anything better than a man. Anything. Given the practice and the tools, I could do anything better than a man, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Well, I got a man in the comments asking you to pay for a date. Can you do that? Do you have the confidence to do that?
Can you just cook this a little bit more? Yeah.
You can go.
What?
It's fine. No, you can go. It's fine. We know the deal.
The what?
We know the deal.
The steak?
Yeah, no, it's okay. You can go.
Can I pay?
What?
Can I pay?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no.
I'll pay.
No, you're all good. You can go.
Are you positive?
I'm 100% positive, yeah.
I'll pay.
No, it's quite alright. There's nothing to pay. You can
What?
go.
No, it's $32 on the
No,
thing.
don't worry about it. Seriously.
Actually?
Yeah, actually. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's like an exchange of a steak?
Do you want your raw steak back?
You guys can't cook it for me?
No, we cannot take outside food and cook it inside.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
But I can't pay either?
No, I would rather not. No, because it's not funny.
Okay.
Okay? I appreciate you trying to, be
Uh-huh.
light about it
Uh-huh.
and making it funny,
Uh-huh.
but it's not. It's not. We just go.
Okay. All right.
Thank
Have a
you
good
very
night. Have a good one, man.
Have a good night, man. Maybe got a lot of views on that.
I heard somebody scream out, I hope you get a lot of views from that. Well, now I want to say, I'm not condoning this. I understand him bringing outside food, especially into somebody else's kitchen. You can get in a lot of trouble. I'm just talking about the comment. 6.1 million. 6.1 million views. So, if you wished it, it came true.
This is for my relationship girlies and my relationship girlies only. I would love to know how expenses are being split, if they're being split with your boyfriend. For instance, my boyfriend and I went to a water park yesterday and he paid for everything. He paid for the parking, he paid for my ticket, he paid for our food. We got food twice, and he paid for our drinks. Now, towards the end, we both wanted another round of drinks and I offered to pay for them. And 9 times out of 10, like when I do offer to pay for stuff, it's very rare that I do, but it's usually like food or like, oh, I don't know, like cover that. Or if I have cash on me, I'm like, oh, I'll leave the tip. And my boyfriend is very big on me not paying for stuff when we're together. Like he doesn't like that, okay? Which I like that he doesn't like that. But there are very rare times where he'll be like, oh, if you want to just like get food on the way for us or whatever. And I don't mind at all. Like yesterday when I offered to pay for the drinks, he's like, you don't have to, but if you want to, you can. And so I did. We're both 25. We both like live on our own separately. Like we both, like pay for everything as adults should, but I feel like we're just both young and both trying to figure out life. And I just feel like because I have it financially, like I don't want to sit and watch my man, like, I don't know, not struggle, because he's not struggling, but like, I don't know, I just want to like contribute where I can. Like, I don't think there's any harm in like, kind of contributing in like little bits and pieces, whatever. But I told my grandmother this and she's like, no, you shouldn't pay for anything. Like, you should let him pay for everything, or should have paid for everything throughout the day. And like, I kind of get what she's saying, but at the same time, I don't know, it's just like, why, like, where's the harm in like, oh, I'll just buy us some drinks, after he paid for everything, and he always pays for everything. But anywho, I would love to know the opinions of the other girlies in a relationship and how y'all feel about like paying for stuff for your boyfriend, or I don't know, whatever it is.
So you got a few women in the comments saying we both pay for things, daily living and stuff. He pays for dates and outings, car maintenance and tires, and I pay my car note and my phone bill, yada yada yada, right? Somebody else says we both pay for stuff, but then I see where some women in the comments talking about, I've never split anything, I do buy him things occasionally when he lets me. So it sounds like you're offering there. Somebody else said we split the bills not evenly, but he pays for all the dates, vacations, or whatever we do, which is what women are expecting men to do a lot of the times. I guess what I have a problem with is when women get on here bragging about being a bum in a relationship. So this one woman says, I never paid for anything and my man got me first class to France and I still didn't offer a cent. You gotta be completely in your feminine. Feminine doesn't have anything to do with being a bum. I don't know where you guys learned that at.
I hate the talking stage because you can't just like outwardly show them that you're a jealous psycho right away. You have to just like act nonchalant and cool and like, no, I don't even care. I don't even care that you were out until 4 a.m. last night posting stories. What? No, I totally wasn't overanalyzing everyone's elbow in that picture. What? That would be so insane. Or when they like start telling you about their day and they're like, oh yeah, and then the worker, or they like suddenly everyone is gender neutral. Like, pick a pronoun. Who is it? This is the time to use pronouns. Like, who was it? Was it a girl or a guy? I need to know right now. But you can't say that because then they'll think you're insane. So you have to just go to that location and stalk them yourselves. Kidding, obviously. No, like the other day he posted a video of him at brunch, and I had to figure out whose pinky was sitting across from him. So I did what any sane, normal person would do, and I called the restaurant and I told the hostess his description and asked her if she could go out there and see who the other person was, whose pinky that belonged to. And the hostess said it was most likely his grandma. But I thought the hostess was in on it because, I don't know, maybe he paid the hostess to cover for him. Like, who knows? I can't trust anyone these days. So obviously I went to the restaurant, hid in the bushes, and yeah, it was indeed his grandma. Whatever.
I really, I don't understand how to get through this. Do you know how painful it is for someone to tell you? Like, for someone to pursue you so hard and to, like try to not love bomb you. I think it was real, like, show you houses, show you so much shit and be like, oh, like, I know you want to move here, this would be perfect for this and this, and you don't let it affect you, right? You keep your guard up the whole time. Then they go on a break with you because you're keeping your guard up, you're not letting them in, then you let them in, you guys break up happens, and they tell you, like, it hurts so bad because all you had to do was get rid of that thing. All you had to do was get rid of that thing that came into your life and everything, but you didn't. I don't know how I'm gonna get over this. I don't know how I'm gonna get over this because I so wish I was that girl that could go through a heartbreak and go on dates and, like, bounce. I can't. And this is gonna take me 2 years because that's how it was with my ex. It took me 2 years to get over him, and I don't know how to properly cope and get over things because I don't let people in. So when I let people in, I don't plan on losing them. I don't plan on them leaving my life. So when they do, it's literally like I'm mourning a death. I am mourning a death. And this death is an extra painful death. And I don't know how to mourn it. And I don't know how to get over it. I don't know how to get over it. I literally don't know how to get over it. And it sucks so bad.
Well, what is it? Like, what was that thing that you were asking him to get rid of? Because it sounded like there was one thing that you wanted him to give up for you, which a lot of people do. But maybe he didn't want to give that up, or he showed you through actions that he didn't want to give it up, even though he might have said, oh, yeah, I got it. I'll give it up. Right? I think a lot of men go through this too, where they say, okay, are you going to stop doing this on social media? No, I'm not going to. Okay, are you going to stop getting attention and validation and accepting things from other guys? No, I'm not going to. You're insecure about that. So we have to take a look at what it actually is you were asking the man to give up. If it's something that makes sense for the good of the relationship, then I can agree with you there. But if it's just something that's kind of, you kind of want to control the relationship, then I don't know, man. Maybe it's best that you remain single.